Oscar, do you have an urban legend?
No.
We should just go to improv classes. That was maybe the worst yes that you actually said no as a response.
Yeah, I'll be honest. Give me a better just us doing improv, and that's the improv.
We don't really hate each other. The opening's working fine.
This is acting. This is part of it. This meta commentary.
This is the legend.
This is the legend. The urban legend.
Oh, wow. We don't need to get to classes. Let's just keep going the way that we are.
Never change.
My name's Carl.
My name's Oscar. This is Who Would Watch This? Welcome to Who Would Watch This podcast. We watch a film, chat about the film, and try and figure out who would watch this.
Today we're talking about Urban Legend from 1998, which currently has a 29% on Rotten Tomatoes, a 5.6 on IMDb, and a 2.8 on Letterboxd. Oscar, what's the plot?
A college student suspects a series of bizarre deaths are connected to a certain urban legend. It's an incomplete sentence.
Is that really how it is?
It is, just legends.
God, they really just let anybody write on IMDb, don't they?
Well, it's me. So how about that? It's my day job and my night job. I'm working overseas. Okay. Sometimes people don't need the plot to urban legend, but yes, here we are.
I love the idea that IMDb just keeps putting up movies, posters, and you just have to be like, I gotta keep writing plots.
It's on it. Quite frankly, this podcast is trying to promote the plot page on IMDb, guys. You guys gotta go there.
Go chuck him a like.
Yeah.
I don't know if that's how the system works, but go and like his
think
plots.
so. I think either studios give them the proper one, or IMDb's like, guys, we got to crowdsource this, guys. Come back together. Urban legend.
Before we can jump into it, we need to go back in time to before we had seen the film,
which was, I think, actually is an urban legend. People going back in time and chatting about podcasts episode they record. It's the classic one. It's a classic urban legend. You not heard of that one? Two guys.
No.
God, he's quick.
God, we're good.
Oh, we're never gonna fail. Carl, urban legend. Okay, we got this from this is an email request from Nikki. They say, hello, my name is Nikki. Can you please do either? We got a couple of ones. We've picked urban legend because we're like, that seems like fun. We got Romeo and Juliet, Titanic, Cruel Intentions, Carrie, Ever After, Urban Legend, Phantom of the Opera, Hook, Love Again, Camelot. I mean, these are all great ones, and this is for their birthday.
Titanic's in there.
Listen, I gotta tell you, I haven't seen it, but a film about a boat for 3 hours, that'll make no money. Or a lot. I don't know.
I think I picked Urban Legend from this list because I've seen this movie maybe 3 times.
Whoa.
And it had always been on my radar to do on the podcast. So the fact that a listener was like, could you do it? I was like, hell yeah, we can. That's the excuse I've been waiting for.
That's huge.
I am a massive fan of Scream and just slashers in general that have a mystery component to it. It is my kryptonite. Movies could be as poor as anything and I'll still be like, that's a high recommend. Like, I don't care.
What is this one? What's it doing? What's the gist?
It's a very silly slasher where somebody's killing people like urban legends, and it's somebody in the group that is the killer.
Oh my god.
And I just love it. To me, that's camp. And for some reason, this is a stacked cast.
Yeah.
And I have not gotten to see it in many years, so I'm really excited to review it. And I genuinely couldn't be more excited. To me, this is like a unfriended dark web.
Oh,
like,
damn, that coveted.
This is
my
where
God,
I'm at.
holy shit.
The best movie we've ever done on the podcast.
Might be toppled by this one.
It could be toppled by this. And we both agreed that Unfriended the Dark Web is the best one.
I feel like the bit is that you think I don't like it. I like it.
Yeah, I know you
I
love
recommend
it. I know
it.
you love it.
It seemed like you
gave it a 5 on Letterboxd. I gave it a 4.5. It had some faults at the end.
It's not the best. What can I say? Okay? What can I say? Urban Legend. Who's gonna watch it?
Have you actually ever heard of it?
I've never even heard of this film.
That's nuts.
I looked at the poster moments ago. I saw Jared Leto, and I'm like, bang! I'm in. That's right. I'm a big Leto head. That's right. No one's ever said that, and yet that's the urban legend.
Back when there was about 50 seconds for him to get to Mars.
Yeah, he was slower back then.
He was way slower.
Yeah, way slower.
Not as quick as he is now.
Yeah, he's got it down to 16 seconds, but I'll be honest, it's through some cults. So.
I just think he should have gotten to Mars by now.
Yeah. 30 seconds to Mars. It's a crazy bad name for a band.
Yeah, but you remember it.
You got me there.
Huh?
Damn.
It's Jared Leto.
Are you also a Latinite?
I am. My favorite role of his is his cameo in Tron Legacy.
Oh, wow. What's he doing?
Can't wait to see more of him. I don't think he's in that one. I think I'm thinking of Cillian Murphy. Go watch Tron Legacy, I guess.
Leto heads love it. I don't know who would watch Urban Legend. Now you've given me the scream of it all.
That's who would watch it. It's fans of slashers.
Gotcha.
Like it is. If you needed an itch scratched after Scream, it's this. This movie, I cannot prepare for you more, is probably the most rushed to like cinema movie ever.
Oh,
like,
really?
I just think.
Oh, is that why the reviews? Is it just doing Scream?
Yeah, it's just doing like to me. A studio just went Scream. Like opening weekend just went Scream. Just made money. Get everyone like
gather around. We're just doing it. Do it.
Get anyone from Dawson's Creek over here now.
Damn. Okay. I guess if you're, I feel like we're just a bit too young. But I love the idea of what Dawson Creek is. I just have no idea.
Oh, I've never seen it.
But
I think conceptually it's maybe our Riverdale.
Yeah.
I don't know. Or maybe OC is. I don't know. I didn't watch either.
Yeah, it feels a bit more OC. I feel like Buffy is also in that realm, but that feels like a bit more like...
People like Buffy, though,
they do.
right?
I think it's more like the supernatural, but a bit more, bit more sultry,
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'll do a deep dive on it, but my partner and I are so intensely in on the X-Files.
Yeah, massive.
Just obsessed with it. So...
It's those 90s, like, I guess they're pretty great. I mean, they're the best ones they've risen up for 20 years. But God, they are real fun. Just like let's do Supernatural, and that just got America.
Well, one of the things that I had never been shown to me about the X-Files before is that is like a hyper political conspiracy show.
Gotcha.
Like,
how so?
Well, it's like some episodes aren't about aliens, but they're just trying to cover up things they're investigating.
Well, fun.
And it's just the bureaucracy of then trying to fight that.
Yeah.
So like one of them's like one of the agents is like missing. Like one of the main characters goes missing. I think Mulder goes missing, and Scully's like, "I've got to find her." And they're like, "This does happen. You're probably just going to have to leave it be."
Whoa,
like,
sick.
And it's yeah. So, and that was never pitched. I just thought it was about aliens because a lot of the time it's not aliens. It's the idea that maybe it could be aliens, but
I like the bureaucracy of it all. I like any far out interesting thing, and they're like, let's talk about the actual admin of it all. That's correct to me.
Light spoilers at the end of season 1, the X-Files get shut down.
Okay, fuck.
And then you've got to... The other thing as well is I haven't had to watch like a 22 episode like drama show in a long time. I forgot that
you've been catching up with Desperate Housewives, surely.
Absolutely.
Yeah, Wisteria Lane's always there.
But I just forget that they're like happy to just be like, yep, we're just going to solve that over the course of 8 more episodes.
Yeah, lovely.
And it's just great because my partner and I were just like, oh, if this was a 10-episode show, X-Files would be reopened at the end of the first episode. Yeah. We had to wait ages. And then by the time that they go, that's it, we're going to reopen them, we squealed. I've given myself chills talking about it now. Like, it's just great stuff. Anyway, if you love the X-Files, I assume Urban Legends for you. Anyway,
well, thank you very much, Nikki, for recommending that of a myriad of films. I think we'll probably get to a couple of them.
I hope you're an X-Files fan, because the entire section I hijacked, and I apologize.
Carl, Urban Legends. Wow. Okay. I mean, I know you told me it was Scream, and I know that's why the reviews are probably bad, because it's just doing Scream. But luckily, Scream's pretty fun. I'm kind of all in.
It's doing Scream and it's doing it bad. Yeah. But because Scream's so good, even bad Scream is good.
Yes, and I think, and we're just probably going to jump into it, but the conceit of it being Urban Legends and then them kind of going, ugh.
We're out.
I don't know any urban legends, I'll be honest. And urban legends is a vague term for this.
They go through like the 3 most popular ones so early, and then they're just like, hear about the dog in the microwave? And you're like, okay, I don't know what we're talking about now.
Well, there's that killer that stabs you in the back, like, now! Urban legend. Carl, I mean, we'll probably go around it, but
I'll be deep diving into who the killer is, because that just makes the whole movie fall apart in the most beautiful way.
Sometimes I'm like, oh, should I want to I'm not one of those person like, I'm going to figure it out. I'm happy for the film to wash over me, you know?
Yeah.
I don't mind being surprised. Yeah. I'm not going to be like, no, let me think about it. Let me just absorb it.
Oh, this movie does its best job of being like, you couldn't figure it out because it makes no sense.
It should be Leto. And Leto nails the casting because he's a creep and he would have killed.
He's a full journalistic creep in this movie. and he's nailing it.
God, he's really perfectly cast for this, isn't he? Let's get into urban legends. Carl, we get the classic Scream opening. We're going to start on another murder, so don't even fucking worry about it.
Don't worry. We've got our... I mean, not in a Scream sense. It's not even the most famous person. It's just a rando.
Yeah.
And the thing that scared me the most in this opening,
Yes,
was the idea that if you wanted to change the song, you had to read through a box of cassette tapes.
Yes,
I'd forgotten cassettes existed. Did you have cassettes?
I have a cassette player in my current car.
Huge.
They were like, don't worry, it's a dual with a CD. I did have cassettes, but I was more of a Harry Potter audiobook kind of guy. But
I had them on cassette.
Yeah, Stephen Fry, 10 of them. Loaded up. It's pretty good.
I moved into CDs as a phase, but I remember the first one was on cassette.
Yeah.
And that was just... Damn, that was just a really good year.
It was great.
That was a great year.
I think cassettes are making a big comeback.
I think they're I think people now know that while they're not the best audio, they are a nuisance.
Yes. Anyway, if you want to like rummage around, like if you're like too busy being distracted on your phone, you gotta get yourself a box of clunky old technology to rummage through.
Yeah.
And the titles are not going to be there on the side.
I can't wait for people to be like, I've sort of cut the wireless. I'm back on cassette.
If someone rocked up with like, it's not a Walkman. I think it's a Sony Walkman. That'd be crazy. Good for them.
I know. It wasn't crazy. That was the item.
Yeah, that was the item. And Steve Jobs was like, guess what? It's a fucking iPod. That's
know.
right. We're going to do a big wheel. That's the big thing.
I'd love to look at my brother and I's sort of like equal ages of like what we got throughout our lives for birthday gifts.
You're 6 years apart.
Yeah.
Yep.
And I mean, that doesn't feel big, but in my head, my brother maybe got a cassette tape, and by that age, I got an Xbox.
Yeah.
Like, it just feels like that was
I just think the technology... I remember my dad getting like a notebook with a stylus, like in like I guess the early 2000s, and I've been like, damn, we've got fucking money.
I know.
And I guess like 3 years later, it's like here's Angry Birds. It's like that's a piece of shit. God, technology is great, guys. We're all in on AI. This whole podcast is AI. It's good stuff. We get the starting Scream. It's good fun. We get the sort of fun fake out. She's driving around a couple of like, oh, nah, now we're gonna kill the creepy petrol guy. The creepy thing about this is it's scary. You've got to fill up your petrol yourself. It's cruel.
Yeah, wild he has to sit in the rain and be like, I'll fill it up for you. Crazy she's like, wow, what a creep, when I'm like, what a gentleman.
What a gentleman. Have you ever seen a petrol station without a roof? I've never seen that before. Yeah.
That's very, actually, you know what? Yeah.
You have?
Yeah, I think down the coast, yeah.
Yeah, okay.
So I'm not against
I'm
this.
a city folk, you know? I'm a city slicker. I love roofs.
I'm a country rat. Oscar is a city mouse.
Yeah, that's kind of my vibe, you know? I love filling up petrol dry. That's just my kind of hobby.
I would have gotten out of the car.
Yeah.
One of the most amount of moxie I've seen from a character in this movie is at this moment when she winds the window down a crack to like hand her card to him, and in like while he's in earshot next to her, she's just like, what a freak. With the window down.
This creepy guy, bless his soul, he's trying to save her. He's like, do you want to come inside? She's like, no, you've got a weird eye and therefore are a killer.
And a stutter.
A stutter.
You can't trust a stut.
Oh, God, no. She's violently murdered in the back seat. Always check your back seat. I don't know where this cliche comes from, but I like the cliche.
This is now, I think, to me, this is the biggest urban legend.
Yeah.
Like, you know this one, right?
Oh, what, the back seats?
Yeah, the back seat, somebody sitting in the back seat.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
I think this is the biggest one they tackle.
Oh, totally.
And so I get...
Jerry says it's the urban legend.
It's the
urban legend's a vague term. I don't know. How do you want to define urban legend?
Yeah.
Because I think it's like, maybe it's a bit more of an American thing to gather around, I don't know, at camp. But like at camp in Australia, you can't just like a couple of people smoke weed behind the table and they get in trouble. That's kind of like our urban legend.
But also at like camp in Australia, then fighting off scarier things like a spider.
Yeah, like a real
so
spider.
So you don't have time to discuss. You've
You
got to
can't-
act.
Yeah, no, you've got a machete and you're killing. You got to kill. Okay, they'll come at you. There's crocs and shit. It's vile.
I think the movie can't determine what's an urban legend and what's a myth.
Yeah.
Because when we get to Pop Rocks and Coke, you're just like, well, that's a myth, not an urban legend.
Yeah, I saw it on Mythbusters, okay, buddy? The whole DVD set. I got it on a cassette back home.
Anyway, she dies violently. It's a great opening.
Yeah.
I just like rain. I just enjoy rain in film.
Yeah.
Things aren't rainy anymore.
No.
Is that a hot take? I'm not afraid to put it down.
I feel like it's just, I like all the camera movements here. I like the 90s filmmaking. I think it's quite a stunning film. I think the bog down is that it really is just Scream done poorly. But I'm all in on the vibe, you know?
It's funny that he realized there was somebody in the back seat and didn't think to just like write it on a note to like hand to her when she came in.
I think this guy's done it well. I think this is I think I'm all for this guy.
He shouldn't have faked the call. That's the thing. When she walks in and she realizes, oh, there's a call waiting for me and it's a deadline, I get why she thinks he's a killer.
Yeah.
But if she came in and she's like, oh, there's no call waiting, and there was a note sitting there being like, there's somebody in the back of your car, then I'd be like, he's done it well.
Okay.
I'm just saying.
You've done a lot of prep work for this like emergency situation.
As a movie I've seen thrice or 4 times now.
You're telling me someone's in the backseat of a car. You say, hey, come outside. I'm not going, I need a visual. I need to tell them visually what's going on.
Yeah. Well, actually, no. I usually I put on my glasses and I point them up my nose and I go, that's a myth. The man in your back of the car is a myth.
And that's an urban legend. We're not doing that today. Should we get introduced to our lovely characters, Carl?
Oh, yeah. Did you write names? I didn't.
Okay,
I've got Tara Banks.
Yes.
I've done actors. Because I love this cast.
Yeah, it's a fun cast.
So you got Tara.
Yep.
Tara is she's got a radio show that's the horniest thing ever, and I don't know if they would actually play that on campus.
I think they might. It's kind of what Sex and the City
is
article now, but the 90s.
Well, it's the just like that of it.
It's just like that. It's a podcast.
This is what,
but it's not. What's it called? Jessica being prudish.
No, that's right.
She's all positive for sex. It's great.
When you're watching just like that, you're like, Jessica, why aren't you also trying to give a blowjob to your microphone?
Yeah.
Like
it's good stuff. It's good stuff. We've also got Jared Leto. He's like a preppy journalist who's going to get the scoop, whatever the cost. I like this character.
Based on what?
I think he's got moxie. He's gonna get that scoop, and he doesn't care what he steps on. You know.
Well, I'm gonna
no integrity, really. And immediately he's like, I will Daily Mail this shit. I will get the scoop, whatever it takes. He's just like, here's a nude. I put it in the paper. What are you gonna do? Sue me? I'm the goddamn college journalist.
Writing accurate news is a myth. I do love, I was going to talk about this later, but I'm just going to bring it up now because it feels like a natural point to do it, is so if you're in college and you want to get into journalism, when does it click into your mind that you're like, I need to crack a case wide open? Oh. Like, when does that become
your
drive?
degree. That's your degree.
Can you crack a case?
You've got 4 years to crack a case. Yeah. It doesn't matter when you do it, but once you have to crack a big case, you get a big headline. If you're page 6, get the fuck out of here.
The professor walks in day 1 with a briefcase and is like, this university is rancid with stories. Break one and slams the case onto the table.
They scatter.
Got 4 years.
They scatter. They all get their own personal office with a big team. That's Harvard for you.
Just so you know, everybody in this class, this university campus holds so many secrets. I expect you guys to be able to uncover something between Spotlight and 9/11. Go.
And they do. And Jared busts the case wide open.
He does. He busts it right open.
Yeah.
So
we also get Alicia Witt. She's the main one.
Yeah. Alicia. And we also, I've looked it up. Alicia was just in something we watched.
Oh, Long Legs.
Yeah.
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 She's the mum in Long Legs.
Wasn't that nuts?
Yeah, right.
Crazy. I gotta tell you. I think a real downfall of this movie is I did not realize until halfway through that you're like, oh, you're the lead?
I think again, maybe because I didn't know what this film was at the start, I was like, well, where's the murdered person? Where's she gonna come back? Really, it took me about 30 minutes to be like, we're just doing Scream. Okay, that woman's gone for me. That's done.
She's been Barrymored.
Yeah, she's been buried. She's been bored.
She's been buried.
She's on a couch and she's close. Get away.
She's been drewed. Yeah, because I think a real weak point is that we have to follow her.
Whoa, really? I guess she's a bit indistinguishable from, like, you know how Scream, it's like she's like the final girl and that's sort of why she's surviving. This one, it feels like the killer just kind of goes, well, you're the main, so we're just going to hold
That's what it feels like, because I think Neve Campbell's an excellent actress and I think she really holds together those Scream movies that even when they're bad, like Scream 3 and 4, that I guess actually just Scream 3, she's just good enough to hold the glue. Whereas I don't think this actress, at least, actually I wouldn't even blame the actress. It's probably just how weak and rushed the writing is. This character's just so...
Well, that's what I've got. Like, they all have, like, their fun thing. Like, we've got, like, the jock. You got, like, the kind of, like,
that's the
slutty
thing.
one. Like,
Everyone has an archetype, but she just is...
I think her thing's just the main character.
That's the thing. They haven't given her an archetype. They've just gone, you're the lead. And they've written that on her forehead.
That's the thing. I like all the... Like, I'm happy to take stereotypes. They're fun.
Absolutely.
Like, the burnout's always fun. I like seeing them die. It's cheeky.
So I like Michael Rosenbaum. He's from Smallville. He's Lex Luthor on Smallville.
Yeah, nice.
We've got Joshua Jackson from Dawson's Creek, but I like him in Fringe.
Okay, damn.
Big Fringe
I
fan?
watched him with my partner, and this is why you should always watch films with other people. That's the PSA. She went, that's the Dawson Creek intro on the radio. So I wrote down Dawson Creek.
There you go.
There you go.
How fun.
It's just a fun tidbit.
They don't do that anymore.
No.
You know, they just don't do that.
They don't play Dawson Creek on a cassette, which is upsetting.
When was the last time you sincerely listened to radio?
When my Bluetooth broke a week ago,
Damn.
and I turned it off really quick.
Yeah.
I went, this is not the song I want to listen to. So I turned it off. I sat in silence.
It was one of the, every time I've been like, oh, okay, I guess I'm going to listen to some radio, and you get the talking part and you go, see, this is why you just want to listen to a podcast.
Yeah.
It's just two people I've grown to like. They'll just chat about the idea that I like.
Isn't this fun? We're chatting about podcasts and we're a podcast. Yep. You are listening to a podcast. I hope you don't turn off right now.
Like, imagine if we just started calling up the listener and we were like, have you got something to weigh in? And I'm driving and I'm like, I don't care about this person.
Oh, that's right. And we'll get a bit weirdly political as well, you know? I've got takes, and they're going to be from a 50-year-old man. So, you know, here's Sabrina Carpenter.
Somebody that's had 3 wives and 9 kids.
What do they have to say about this situation?
That's right. Get all the kids on. Are they Von Trapp-esque? So Michael Rosenbaum, he's the jock, I guess?
Yes.
Yep. And then we've got, what is Joshua Jackson's character? A rich boy? He's the comedy burnout? Is that who we think he is?
Burnout. He's the burnout.
Yeah. I think a real mistake of the movie is killing off his character too early.
I know, right? I was surprised because it felt like, again, I guess I really am like 20 minutes behind. They were fleshing him out because they're going to kill him. But I was like, oh, damn, I was really vibing him. I felt like the jock's gone for like the first.
Yeah, he's gone throughout.
Normally, like, they are mismatched characters, but normally they interact a bit with each other. It's odd that...
Everyone's like in a vignette.
Yeah, right?
I guess they're an urban legend. Like,
you remember when the journalist and the main girl went off for a bit?
Or remember when they made out and there wasn't really a build-up or reason to it?
No, it was an urban legend. We all listened to it.
One of my favorite things in this entire movie is them being like, we're late for urban legend class.
Oh, this was by far the best thing. The snooty professor like, you're not going to get an easy A in my class. This is urban legends, okay? We go and discuss just general urban legends. And I guess that's the class. So remember them or make one up or live one. I don't know what the course or the test is. This is Urban Legends 101. Buckle up.
I was all for it as well. I was like, maybe I'd take this, you know, you and like 11 people doing Urban Legends. They're in the biggest auditorium I've ever seen.
This is what the uni was built upon. You know, you go, I went to Harvard for law. It's like, I went to Idaho campus for Urban Legends, okay? They've got a fantastic course, and the professor is wacky.
I graduated with colors. There were nearly 400 people in the Urban Legends course, and one whole class was just on pop rocks and berating students.
That was a term. Well, it was a term. I love that they've got the best name for the professors, Professor Waxler, and it's so academic. But for Urban Legends, God, it's good.
One of the other things that's great about this movie is if you meet a character, they die. Like nobody lives in the movie.
Yeah,
they've got Robert Englund from Halloween.
Yeah,
he's the professor. We've got a dean who's set on covering up the murders at every time.
Yeah, Jared Leto's like, hey, a woman's been killed on campus, and the dean and the police are like, cover that up. No one's to be seen. This is a safe university. Okay, now go back to your Urban Legends course. It feels like a scam. It feels like a goddamn scam.
Imagine being a parent being like, how's the tuition I'm paying?
$120,000. How far did that get you? Well, I'm pretty deep into myths. You majored in myths?
Yeah.
You idiots.
Oh, well, you see, Joshua Jackson from our class, he called up and he had the Pop Rocks and he had the soda and he faked a little seizure and that was the day in the class.
That was a day, and that was a test as well. I got a B on that, so...
It's a slow class.
Yeah. And yet it's goddamn riveting.
Everybody, I guess, that goes, like, you've got to do the Urban Legends class.
But you wouldn't you? You go, what's is a test? Are they just learning about urban...
Write one.
Yeah.
Make one happen.
It must be make one happen, right?
I was shocked the ending wasn't when the killer's revealed. The professor just walks out clapping.
That's an urban legend. Hey, journalist students, cover this.
You've passed my class. Well done.
You are a legend. Urban.
Yeah, anyway, so Joshua Jackson does this whole skit about choking on Pop Rocks and soda. Do we think he is cool?
Yes.
Okay, good.
Oh, no. But that's what kind of makes him cool. He's his own thing, you know? He's a burnout. He's a fucking loser.
He scores a date from this.
Of course. This is the sickest thing to do in Urban Legends. He really pissed off the professor. I guess because the professor was... What was the professor's angle here? That he would just be like, that didn't do much. The Pop Rocks. And then I guess he would sit down.
I think the idea is that it's the power of the urban legend because she didn't want to take it.
Yeah.
Even though it's ridiculous.
Yes.
So how does that affect the psyche?
Gotcha.
Oh, I'd take the class.
I'm
talk myself
enthralled.
into it.
It's like a psychology thing, but it's not. It's just... It's pretty crazy we believe all this stuff, huh? Because they're real. But
That's
are
right.
they? Let's figure it out together.
One of them's like, remember an ad you watched and that kid died in it? He was an actor. And everyone's like, huh?
Take notes. That's important. That'll be on the test.
Actor
Is this
be
an
acting?
ad or an urban legend? Figure it. It's just kind of find the source of things.
That's right. Imagine just you're watching a McDonald's ad and you're like, okay, cool. I'll go and get that like $1 pound meal. And they're like, oh, that wasn't an ad. That was simply an urban legend. You'll have to pay full price.
A kid at my school found out that it was for $1. Spread it like wildfire.
It is. That's all it is. They might as well be just taking a class on lies.
Jared Leto's enrolled in that. That's right, journalism. We're taking a stance.
Somebody could have cracked a case on Jared Leto's investigating. He himself.
Crack the code on this course. That's what I'm thinking. Let's get into, I guess...
Let's get into this date that Joshua Jackson goes on.
Yes, he gets the pot rockers. He's enthralled. Our main actress is like, that was hot as hell. Should we drive to the woods?
I wouldn't have done it.
You wouldn't drive? I honestly, the second this car almost like comically cut to the middle of the woods, I was like, I'm in. That's really funny. That's really fucking funny. It's fun. I like this kill. I was like kind of all in on the film. I'm going, they sort of set up like, what even is urban legends? Like, whatever. The killer ties a noose around his neck. She's now in the car. She has to drive off. It's fun. I don't know if this is an urban legend.
Oh, so you don't know this one?
I don't.
So I think they're playing on the urban legend, which is like...
Have you taken the course? I really thought everyone didn't know urban legend. That's crazy.
They're playing on the one which is the guy's on top of the car and she hears tapping.
Yep.
And then the police rock up and they're like, you need to walk towards us and not look behind you.
Yeah.
And she gets out and she has to walk behind it and it turns out the tapping is like the killer's there like banging the boyfriend's like head against the top of the car.
Yeah.
But to her it was like just a sound. There's something along the lines of that. I think that's what they're doing.
Yeah.
But I don't know.
Mm-hmm.
I think we should just highlight the fact that the date's not going well and Joshua Jackson's like, then I'm going to get out and piss. Like, he just says it like that to her. But this is like a big set piece.
It is.
And it's sort of their biggest, and then they're like, we don't have that money anymore.
No, it really is leaking down there. It's fun though.
Yeah.
He's on a noose. She has to drive off. Then that kind of kills him. He gets like swung up that tree. It's just a little bit fun.
It is weird that they do the course on the urban legends and then not simply set up all of the urban legends that will then transpire in the film.
Totally.
That feels like the reason to have the class is to just do exposition.
I guess 1,000%. Because I'm out the lurch, so they're constantly just like, we're doing this kill. I'm like, I don't know what kill that is. They really are hanging on to people know urban legends. I do not. I don't know them at all. To me, they're just kind of kills with an extra step. You know, just like, oh, there's a balcony. You know what that means? I don't, Carl. I am confused. Alicia Witt, I'm a bit confused. She witnesses a few murders in this first act. Pretty unfazed. So it goes back to the class like, it's crazy.
She's like, there's been a murder. Come and have a look at the scene of the crime.
Yeah.
Which had trees falling, rope everywhere, cars like donutting around, and they're like, there's nothing to be had here. How quickly did they fix this?
And it's just one person. I thought like doing a screen thing was two.
One measly person who we believed was able to hoist Joshua Jackson over, like, hoist his body up.
Now I'm replaying this film. This killer's a bit odd.
Just every single time you're like, oh, how did the killer do that? Just imagine the weakest person trying to do it in the quickest allotment of time, and you go, she couldn't have done that.
No. We also get introduced to Loretta Devine, I think.
Is that the killer?
No. That's the cop.
Oh, yeah.
Who's in Grey's Anatomy.
Yes.
She's Chief's wife.
Yes.
Big fan.
She's
I
great.
cheered when she rocked up.
Cheered?
Yes.
That's fair. I did as well.
Yeah, good.
I do love a bit of Grey's.
It is just great. Wow. We got, what's his name? The cop in Scream?
Patrick Dempsey?
No. You're thinking of...
Oh, David Arquette.
Yes.
Yeah.
It's David Arquette's character.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's right. And I mean, she's great. She's also like inspired by blaxploitation movies, which is a fun little character
really
quote to give her.
Like she's doing the Pam Grier.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like that's like kind of like she's like, oh, I can't wait to be a badass, and she gets to be.
Yeah.
I'm all for it. I think she's in the sequel. Sorry, the new.
You're kidding.
The new one.
The new one?
Yeah, there's a new one coming out. Do you not know this?
No.
In like a year, it's coming out soon. 2025. Really? Yeah.
So our lead actress also has a silly little roommate who she has sex a lot and she doesn't like the lights being put on.
She's a goth.
She's a goth queen.
Good fun vibe. I love the 90s. I love these subcultures.
I miss the goths.
Yeah.
I wish
they're still hanging about.
No, but you don't see them in the wild.
I feel like they were such like a easy mockery of these films. I don't know what the current thing is. I don't know, Gen Z. I don't know, whatever like Gen X is like looking down. I don't know. I haven't watched like a Netflix movie in a while, but I'm sure there's like a subgroup.
I don't know what people do anymore.
No.
I live in my own little world.
Yeah, you're a goddamn bubble.
And it's safe as hell, and I don't leave it. Anyway, so she gets a pretty gnarly death.
Yeah.
The main character comes home, and because she's being stabbed to death on the bed, she's like, "Won't put on the lights. Do not worry."
It's fun. She's like, well, they established she has kinky sex.
Yeah.
Very loud. And the whole hall goes, oh, she's always doing that, huh? It's fun. I'm a vibe in it. I think it's fun. But the kill's pretty crazy. Again, at this point, I now think the main character's the killer. And they should be. The deans, like, cover this up. And, like, just, the killer's right there.
They're right in blood over her head. How did she even do that while she was asleep? That was a talent in itself.
I don't know. Again, the more you think about it, shush. They pre-did it. I don't know, smoke and mirrors? How about that? How about lights?
That's fine. What about wishful thinking?
Yeah. How about take a course on bloody giving it a go? Giving it a go 102, okay?
Just when the kills revealed, the dean just be like, but didn't she give it a go? Isn't that what this is about? Gives her the
She gave it a go. That's an A in my
gives
course.
it the ray gun treatment. Nobody bully her. She gave it a go.
Gave it a good go.
I don't care the world's laughing at Australia. She gave it a
alumni.
go.
She's an alumni here, okay? She majored in urban legends and kind of given it a go.
I do love the dean's like, but why didn't you turn on the lights? And they were like, she fucks.
Yeah, the whole hallway just like, Dean, she fucks, okay? She fucks good. At this point, the film's now our main character's like, damn, this is getting hectic. Let me seek out Jared Leto. They go to get the scoop.
It's true. They're on their own little investigating journey. Except our lead character, she's holding a secret.
Yes.
Shall we discuss this? Because this also, it feels like they wrote that on the fly to be like, oh, okay, there's no reason for you to be the main character. Like, why are you being targeted?
What's the main?
That she is also, if you want to know why you don't like the main character, she's killed.
She has killed.
She is killed.
Let's get into this. Our main character tells Jared Leto in confidant, and this is why I thought that fucking Jared Leto was... Anyway, pretty much like, hey, back in my day, I flashed someone, which I have heard of this urban legend. You never flash a car with lights off.
Never.
Because they'll turn around and kill you. That's just a classic. They did this to a person, they swerved the road, died. Oh my god. Shit. our main protagonist, got off pretty lightly with this one.
She did. She was like, I was laughing for a while, but then I stopped. I was like, oh, cool.
Admit that detail. Don't tell people I found it funny right until the point where it was sad. The death. Yeah, okay, it's fine. She gets up pretty... I guess these are all pretty rich kids.
If somebody told me this, I'd be like, okay, I don't want to be friends with you anymore. I think you're a dangerous and nasty person, I guess. And I'm like, but I laughed a little.
I laughed a little too.
I laughed until I stopped.
Yeah, I gotta say, you know what? Actually, it's pretty funny the whole way around. Deaf. But here's the thing: Jared Leto's kind of like, listen, I wrote that horrible story that got that girl killed, so maybe we're both bad.
Jared Leto like leans forward and is like, I forgive you. It's not for you to forgive.
But they go to find the scoop. They go to the dean. They go to the professor. Because, quite frankly, if someone's killing in urban legends, go to the guy who teaches the lesson. They're kind of nailing it.
The dean has an axe.
Yeah,
or the professor has an axe. Either way, they've got a secret room and they've got things. I got the dean and the professor confused all the time.
The two old white men with a scheme. There's also a creepy janitor around. There's a lot of red herrings.
The janitor's great. And again, dies. Everybody just dies. When the dean dies, what was this? What urban legend was this?
I don't know.
Don't leave a car unattended?
Yeah, it's a pretty fun death. It's
a great death.
He gets rail spiked? What are they called? Yeah, right in there. You should never... Because he checks the backseat of the car.
See, he's spooked.
He's spooked.
Because of the urban legend.
Well, he didn't give it a go. That's the thing. He did flunk his own cars.
He also knows they are murders.
Yeah.
He's the only one that's like, nope, they're definitely kills.
Definitely kills.
Hide it.
I gotta tell you, I've been teaching this course for years, about 98 years, and when you know, there's urban legends and then there's killers.
He's like, this can't get out. We're a fake university that teaches urban legends. If they find out about murder as well, nobody will keep coming here.
At one point, I think the dean brags, this is the safest university in America, which is a crazy statistic to advertise.
There's one security guard. She's watching films most of the time.
It's that safe. Why do that? Why broadcast that? I'll come to your school and commit a crime.
Absolutely.
Of course.
Yeah, I'll prove you wrong.
I'll prove you wrong.
Just start stabbing.
Maybe I'm rolling a class. Who knows? Who knows? So now our main character has really witnessed 3 deaths. Pretty upset.
We've also realized the cleaner is the one that holds the scoop.
Yes.
Which is funny because at one stage, Jared Leto gets fired for having followed the scoop too far. And the cleaner leaves like a snippet of a newspaper for him to find and then watches him find it. And then as soon as they make eye contact, leaves. And you just go, hand it to him.
A lot of extra steps.
Just hand it to him.
It was just like, I'm doing a Woodward and Bernstein thing. I'm going to go to that car park, but I haven't got any dark lights, so I'll just... Okay, well, good luck. Good luck with your case.
A part of me also just thought that the cleaner was the guy from the beginning, from the petrol station.
I think it's a cruel thing for the film to be like, look at this creep.
Yeah.
He's probably the killer twice. You can't do that. And both like service jobs, it feels cruel. It was the 90s.
It's so Scooby-Doo-esque to be like, we're going to set the cleaner up as the killer. Like, the creepiest guy around is our red herring. And you go, I'm not 9.
Yeah, it's a nice lesson, I guess, that, like, hey, even if someone looks creepy, they're probably not a killer. But every film goes, but they probably are, right?
They still seem dangerous.
They've got a droopy eye. They definitely want to kill. If they could just focus.
It's wild. I wish the cleaner just wrote his own story to crack open the case.
Yeah, we can't roll in the class.
He had the tools.
Oh.
He was like, I'm so proud of you for cracking open this case. I took the urban legends class and all it got me was as far as being the cleaner of this university. Good on you for taking any other course.
What do you think your job prospects are after I majored in urban legend with a minors and myths? I mean, what are you gonna learn?
You're applying for being a coder.
Have you seen a computer? No urban legends on that.
No, you got some Coke and Pop Rocks? I could roll downstairs pretty convincingly, frothing from the mouth.
Mainly stunt work, I'll be honest. It was my course there.
I can't tell the difference between an ad and a myth. We have not talked once about the killer.
Oh, yeah. Should we talk about the killer real quickly?
Yeah, sure. Let's just say it.
Okay, so Brenda, her good friend.
Played by...
Rebecca Gayheart.
Yep.
Great stuff. Is at the start.
Yeah.
And there's this little thing where she has like a little spat... with Natalie. She's like, hey, we're not friends anymore. And then we'll sort of trickle in. They go to a party. She's like, hey, we're not friends anymore. And then the next time we see her, she's the killer. What is her role? What is she? What is she doing here?
I get she's meant to be like the dumb one, right?
Oh yeah, maybe that sort of okay.
I think she's meant to be like the ditzy character.
Okay, gotcha.
And I mean that's pretty. Did you pick it?
I didn't pick it. I guess maybe I just thought it was Jared. I was kind of happy with it being Jared, but I'm not happy. There's no I'm not like, oh, that was it.
Yeah.
You could pick anybody. I'm like, yeah, sure.
I'd delightfully forgotten who the killer was, so I was when it was
but
revealed.
Is that a strength of the film, or is that I think?
I'll tell you right now, I've remembered every killer from any other Scream ripoff. So, and again, I've seen this multiple times.
It's fine. It's fine. Whatever.
It's okay. Yeah. She's doing a performance throughout the movie. But she is around. We get this big house party at the end. Again, Scream.
Yeah.
it's just doing Scream. Michael Rosenbaum there has his little dog, which is, they're like, he has a dog now. And you go, okay. We could have learned that any other time, but
it
sure, leave it
you are right. They just, any character they introduce, even just a dog, just like, look at this dog. They're like, okay. It's like, There's going to be a myth soon about that dog. There's going to be a myth about that dog.
And also, fun fact I want to bring up, I don't know if it's true, but I did read it on the IMDb trivia, is the entire movie was meant to be set during winter in the snow, and that's why the killer has a big puffy jacket. And then they couldn't afford the snow, and they kept the jacket anyway.
The killer is just like in
just a hoodie.
A big parka with their face kind of blacked
out. To make you think it could be like a 6'5" man.
Yeah.
So when it's Rebecca Gayheart, you're like, I guess she could have done these.
She never takes off the jacket. We never see her taking off the jacket. They're just like, I was the killer. And then there's the code over there. Don't remember it that much.
That's right. She's like, I did this all on my own, maybe. Who knows?
Oh, damn.
Anyway, so we get this big party. We get a few deaths here. So let's talk about, we get the dog, the one about the dog in the microwave.
Great stuff.
This is where they start to fall apart on their urban legends.
Oh, you never heard of the dog in the microwave? That's a classic one.
Oh,
Everyone knows to never microwave a dog. Okay? That's 101.
That's a myth and you know it.
It's a fable, okay? It's a fucking fable. Everyone fucking knows that.
I believe
That's Fable 101.
I believe they did remake this movie and it was called The Fablemans, and they took it in a very different direction.
Spielberg, I mean, he's a hack. I mean, he just made it himself. Fucking get a grip, you dickhead.
What a myth.
What a missed opportunity.
Steven Spielberg, the urban legend of Hollywood.
We also get our jock friend. They do the pop rockets. This time, Bleach.
Yeah, and I'm like, well, that's not an urban... You know what I mean? I'm just like, just pour stuff down his throat until he drowns. But because they use bleach... You're just killing a man.
Yeah.
You're giving up on your own concept.
What's the cops looking at this? Because to me, it's like, all right.
The dean has authority over police.
Yeah. I think they must own like a bit of the state because there's one cop to this entire university. It's a crazy way to run a school.
All the bodies are being hidden in just an abandoned building central to the university that's being unused.
Didn't your uni have a big oil baron, sort of like a rundown place you'd sort of shack up?
Of course. Everywhere in Sydney has them. UNSW, UTS, Sydney University.
You need a big warehouse for misdeeds.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
You've got to have misdeeds. Okay. That's where you crack the case.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, every good university would have one. I mean, come on.
Absolutely. So Tara Banks decides to leave the party early to go to a radio show.
Yes, there's a creep who I guess is, again, just that guy in Scream who's like, hey, this is when the fucking final guy dies. This is a creepy loser. He's just goes up to Tara. He's just like, hear that speaker? Yeah, you hear that scream? That's a real murder. I DJ'd that in. This is fucking chilling. Because I can tell you right now, I've had a conversation with people at this party like that, and it's pretty unpleasant. And you'd have to chat with them for 20 minutes. It's pretty aggressive.
Can't empathize. Never been invited to a party.
Oh, dude, you have got to not go, okay? We have made that very clear. Do not arrive at our parties, okay? We're drinking bleach and we're microwaving dogs, so you could not be there, you fucking loser.
One of my favorite things is because she leaves to go record her radio show, and then she's killed on mic, and they're still listening to her radio show there, and they all go, wait, everybody listen, and just pump the volume to hear her dying, and they're like, what could this be?
Yeah, that's a sick beat, though. It's kind of got like a funky tune to it. I mean, I fuck with it.
Someone just coming and being like,
Dude, I just did a fucking line. What are we doing? What are we listening to? That's just imagine being on acid and be like, is someone playing Deaf on the Yeah, man, it's fucking tight as hell.
I don't care, man. Have these pop rocks on bleach. I think Tara Banks gets but what's Tara Banks' urban legend death? She's just killed.
I guess don't go down the stairs.
Oh yeah, stairs.
Stairs.
I don't believe in them either.
No, I mean, what a load of baloney, huh? What do you mean? You angled flooring to go up 9 degrees? Get out of here, okay? You freak. I'm an elevator kind of guy.
Yeah, I believe in one thing only: gravity.
Up and down. That's right.
Down.
No, and maybe left and right. A travelator, but
an incline? No, thank you.
Oh God, and don't even get me started on declines because I won't even start. I haven't enrolled in the class yet.
I've never not been on level ground.
Oh yeah, we're at sea level. I would never go higher or lower.
I've never met a stair I could climb.
No. She has just dropped from the stairs. Does she have? They really are.
Tara.
I don't know where it was. I think this is when Jared Leto and our main character kind of go, we need to study about these urban legends. They go to the library, get a big dusty book. Urban legends. I love this.
Oh, I loved it too. I like to think when they killed Tara Banks, the director was like, and that's a great death. And Tara Banks was like, and what urban legend was I? And the director was like, urban legends?
That's just the title. It's like, no, you need to do aren't we doing like a whole urban legend each one? Like, I just microwave a dog. Can we make... Maybe that was the urban legend.
Maybe.
It was good marketing. Good marketing.
It's just good marketing.
You guys remember when the dog got microwaved? Yeah, urban legend.
The director's like, I've just been told to kind of shoot Scream and they'll edit it into something else. So... lay dead there, Tara. Let's get these people to the library.
Carl, let's jump to the end. Okay, here's our main characters. We got the cop, we got the main character, we got the ditzy friend, we got Jared Leto, and I think that's it.
Yep.
The dog is dead.
The dog is in the microwave as per the urban legend.
Classic urban legend. They're like, holy shit, the scoop is that the killer's over at the old abandoned, I don't know, sawmill? It's one of those.
It's weird that this university is like near a cornfield.
Yeah.
Or just near, it looks like this.
It's Idaho. I assume I assume most of America is very close to a cornfield.
I guess.
Yeah.
That's what Interstellar would have you believe.
I think so, honestly. It's like Australia. There's always like there's an Outback Steakhouse and a big kangaroo. We're kind of like 10 minutes away from any of those at one point.
We don't say a rock and a hard place. We say a kangaroo and a steakhouse.
Yes, exactly.
Yep.
We're bloody bonkers down here,
That's right. And I never know what to pick. It's a real Sophie's choice. So we get I think this is where I am with the movie up until this point, and I think its climax is too overinflated. Yeah. I think this movie could be 90 minutes and it would be all the better. I think running around, I think doing the fake outs, I think for me, I think this is where you pick who the killer is. So I think you're just sort of waiting for her to just be like, that's her.
Yeah.
Because you're like, they've let it too much to be Jared Leto. And then as soon as they do the fake out of like he's dead in the backseat, you go, well, it's not going to be Jared Leto.
Yes.
And then it's not going to be our lead. So it just leaves her. Yeah. Unless we're really going to make it the cleaner.
Which would be cruel.
Which would be cruel.
I was sort of waiting for an explanation. I guess she's the brother of the one that got killed by the main character?
Yeah.
Or like a relationship?
Wait, who? The killer?
The killer.
The killer was in love with the one that died on the roads when the main character laughed.
Yeah.
And frankly, I gotta tell you, the main character deserves to die.
Totally. I think so.
Yeah.
I like this actor. Rebecca Gayheart at the end has got this manicness that I've not really seen in the film. I'm liking it. Her sort of monologuing, just kind of maniacally, a vibe.
I think this is, and again, this is probably, to me, this is one of the parts I don't like because it is, I wish it could have done not Scream here, but her performance is so Matthew Lillard-y.
Oh, true. That's probably why I like it.
Well, it is a bolt of energy to the climax, and so I'm all for it. But it was one of those things where I'm like, you're just doing the thing he was doing, which is fine. But it just was meant sort of like this is for me, the ending of the movie's anticlimactic.
It's a shame they've ripped off everything. And the only thing you wouldn't have on Scream is the interesting, there's 2 killers, you know?
That's right.
Like, I would have taken 2. Like, it's a disgusting ripoff, but that's fine.
I would have just for me to be like happy she could have actually done the things that they say that she did. Like, I wonder if she was to the director like, and then who's the other killer? And he was like, killers?
What do you mean? We're doing like a mythology sort of thing. I mean,
it's a myth. The stairs killed Tara.
You put the dog in the microwave, and then you eventually like pour the bleach. It's very odd. He's like a jock who's meant to like be like very into football. I don't know. It doesn't really work.
Anyway, so we get the big climax. They kill her.
Yeah.
Maybe.
Uh-oh.
Turns out she's not dead. They throw her into a river, and we're like, oh, they killed her.
Maybe. I do like a triple fake out.
Yeah.
They're also I do. It's good.
My favorite number of fake outs
Of
before
course.
I hate it.
Well, 4's just taking the piss.
But when you do 5, I'm back in.
5's kind of fun. I feel like the Descent almost does 5, don't they?
They don't stop.
They
They're
don't
still
stop.
going.
They're still going.
They're still faking you
crazy.
out.
God, I love the Descent. No, I like they're all discuss. I guess the film ends with. They're all. We also didn't say it. Does every cafe look like the Friends Cafe in the 90s?
Yeah, I know, right?
What was cafes going on? Just everyone had a big couch. It seemed like if you didn't get the center couch in a cafe,
You weren't a main character.
you weren't a main character, and you had a bad coffee. It wouldn't be good. They're telling urban legends.
Yeah, they're all sitting around telling urban legends. I don't know what it is about this group. They all seem 40. Like, they all seem older than the entire cast we just watched.
Totally.
Rebecca Gayhart's there.
Yeah.
And this is maybe one of the most nitpicky things I've ever said on the podcast.
Okay, huge.
I think they accidentally leave the camera on her a beat too long. Because she's like, this is how it really happened. Leans in, smiles, then there's a full beat. And I'm like, are you going to tell him? And then it goes to credits. I just think it's too long. I think somebody would have called her up being like, why have you stopped talking? Why are you just smiling now?
It's a bit eerie, and that's the urban legend of it all.
I would have also called her out. I would have been like, what do you think
That was you. That was you. I know for it. You had such intricate details about how you swam to shore. You even used the first tense. Okay?
A better ending would have been she walks in with a briefcase and she's like, welcome to Urban Legends, and writes it on the board.
You want to get an A in my class? Be an urban legend. That's right. The dog in the microwave was me. The class erupts in claps. That was me.
They're like, that's great.
A dog hadn't been put in a microwave before me. Every campus is dog microwaving now, okay? That's the a cat in a microwave? Yeah, maybe last year.
Never heard of one. You put it in a box like Schrodinger.
Oh, yeah. No, go to physics next door. That's a real course.
Actually,
it's an accredited course.
Across from Urban Legends was just How to Get Away with Murder. They're like, it's a great twofer if you're doing the Viola Davis one and the Rebecca Gayheart one. It's great.
Carl, who to watch Urban Legends?
If you want more Scream, it's there. Like, it's just,
Now,
it's more.
There's 6 Screams, so where would you
now,
put this in the Scream?
There's not enough.
Okay.
There's simply not enough. I would put this second last. I think this is better than Scream 3. And it's not better than any of the others.
Yeah,
but this is, you know what I do enjoy about this
cozy.
one?
I think it's kind of cozy.
I was going to say the word cozy. I think Scream just keeps getting bigger, and so it is nice when something goes back to being very like secluded, like a Black Christmas or something like that. So I did very much enjoy that, and I think it is fun when you watch a movie from the 90s and they've sort of got a who's who of like up and comers.
Yes,
and you're just like, what a weird group of actors you all were.
It's always fun though. It's like, wow, like because you'd be like, you're the main character of Dawson's Creek. You should be living, and then you go, Jared Leto was the I guess it's never the top. You want to be like 5th build, and then you're going to make it. You want to be 5th build. Everyone knows that. I just like this vibe of films. And I like the sort of 90s sensibilities of the sort of just like... It's all a bit... Everyone's very attractive. Everyone's 27. And it's just kind of a fun little vibe.
There's
I like
an element of improv. To like, are you just writing it on the day?
Oh, totally. This one's egregious of how much it's stealing from Scream to the point that it's almost bold. It's for them to be like, what didn't work in Scream? I guess the conceits that there wasn't just a bit more flair to the kills.
That's right. They were like, what if we just did it on a smaller budget? and with less of an idea. I think the real thing that bogs this movie down is they give up on the urban legend, which is the thing differentiating it from Scream.
I would have been fine with just like, I guess, famous kills. Famous... Is that, I guess, now I'm saying it out loud, they probably is there that many famous kills? No, I reckon we could bullshit some urban legends, though.
They definitely sat around a table and they did about 3 minutes of workshopping until they were like, oh, urban legends.
Pop rocks, that's a myth. What if it's both?
It's somebody wrote because he genuinely, in my opinion, somebody just wrote a great opening, and they were like, "I've sort of emulated Scream. It's a bit of an urban legend. Like it's finally we get to see that story everybody knows about put onto the screen, and it just like works." And they're like, "Oh, cool. And where's that going to go?" And they're like, "I'm not going to finish that.
That's a short.
I've written you an opener.
Yeah,
take it somewhere else. Get it out of my sight."
Carl, who would watch Urban Legend?
I think if you have a hankering for a slasher,
nice.
that you can do much worse, you can do a lot better.
Yeah.
But I think if you are into slashers like me, you've probably seen all the good ones. And if you just want cozy 90s violence with that weird 90s pacing and just sort of the nonsensical mystery of it all, I think this movie hits all those notes really well.
Yeah, nice.
And I think if it had held up in that third act, I'd be even more excited about it. But I do think this movie definitely has a core audience, and I think people will come out in droves for a remake. Oscar, who would watch Urban Legend?
I guess if you like a mashup of all those Dawson Creek, I don't know what is that. It's like what is that like? That 90s glow you kind of got. I don't know. I feel like Cruel Intentions also had it. It's got this filter. I guess they just nailed film. Digital's about to come in. It's just real nice and cozy. I'm not a big slasher guy. I'll be honest. I've seen 2 Screams, the first and the last.
You've done bookends.
I bookended Scream, and I guess this is just the middle. I don't know who would watch this. I'm a vibing it. It's probably my 4th slasher though. So at the moment it's bottom.
I guess if you like myths.
But you've got like, I don't know, Mythbusters for that.
I guess I'll honestly flat out, if you never got to go to university, this movie nailed it.
Yeah.
This is what it was like.
You know what? I don't see at university taking nonsensical classes for a credit, and this is what it is.
If I could name you so many useless classes I went to.
Oh, I think all of them were. I remember World Cinema, and I didn't watch a single one of the films. Now that's a good education.
And still you've never seen a movie with subtitles.
No, why would I? Why would I?